Hey, welcome to today's video. This is Chaos Break and I'm Amy. I am so glad you're joining me today. It is so windy outside. Oh my gosh. I have highlight all over my hands. In today's video, we are going to talk about my February Reaches and Rut Rohs. Forgive me, this intro is going to be a little long today because I did this last month and I don't feel like I explained it very well. Yeah, kind of like favorites and fails for the month, that sort of thing. But what I've been doing, so I'm sitting at a desk. To the right of me, I have, well, kind of in front of me, but this makeup organizer that looks like this. And every month, I've been doing this for a few months to try to get in the habit. I've been going through my drawers and bins and such and pulling things out to try for the month. Kind of making sure I got mostly like 2 of this, 2 of that, so I have options. That way I'm really getting into these products. I'm really trying these products and it's forcing me, let me back up. So what I feel like happens for me is I'm really loving something, I feel really comfortable with it, and I just use it and use it and use it. And then all of a sudden I get something new and I try that. And then I'm like, oh wait, but that color and that, or that blush. And then I end up with these mountains of things everywhere. And then I get in a hurry. Most of the time when I'm doing my makeup, I'm in a hurry. I can't stand it, so I try to put things away, but I'm in a hurry. So I just shove them in drawers. And then things get really disorganized. So I'm trying to avoid that. And also dig into these products that I've purchased. Do I love them? Do I really, get to actually know them much better than just, I've used it a few times, it was okay. That sort of thing. And then coming back and sharing what I used for the month and what I thought about those things. And then when I am done with that, I will take everything on my desk, wipe it down really good, wipe out that makeup organizer, and start fresh for the new month. So, yay! Calling it Reaches and Rut Rohs. Rut Rohs being products that were a major fail. And that's just the other thing too. I'm trying not to let myself get into the drawers. The only thing I haven't figured out is lipstick, because it's kind of, most of my lipstick is on my desk or in the drawer right in front of me. So I haven't quite figured out that one yet. But even if I get something new, try not to let myself automatically start using that right away. I want to use these products that I have and really know the stuff that's in my collection. Rut Rohs being negative products, things that just were like, I tried it once, or probably not once, but a few times. I'm just like, I just can't. And if that happens to be something that I need, like if it's an eyebrow pencil and I only pulled one or something like that, then I will allow myself to go get another one. I'm not in makeup jail here. But this way I'm using my stuff and my desk isn't becoming a total disaster, and I'm learning more in depth about these products. Okay, now that is over with, sit back, take a break with me. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just start pulling everything out one by one, setting them to the side. I will mention too that one thing for me, I don't find base products. I just realized I didn't explain my eyes. Yes, I have 2 different eyeshadows. I'm aware. We'll get to that. So I didn't explain my base. Explain, Amy. It is so windy. Can you hear it? It's distracting me. Because I'm the dog's whining. She's terrified. I'm afraid one of our giant trees is going to come down, and I don't want them to come down because they're beautiful and they make my backyard nice and shady. Anyways. Base products for my face, I don't have a ton. Yeah, I have several of each, category concealers, foundations, quite a bit of foundation. But, those are things where I tend to get stuck in, and I'm okay with that because I feel like if I find products that I really like, or depending on how my skin is at the time, I know this works when my skin's a little drier, or it's summer and I'm a little darker, things like that. I don't think I'll switch those out as much. So I won't talk about those a ton just because I don't want to repeat myself a whole lot, and you don't want to listen to me too. Listen to me do that. Wow. That's rough. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, if I think I've already talked about it, especially recently, I will kind of just say, hey, use that and skip over it. Let's get taking things out of here. So for foundation, these sponges. The other thing with this too is it gives me a chance to clean. Like I'll pull out all my brushes and pick out ones that need to be cleaned. And I try to do that on a weekly basis, but it doesn't always happen. So sponges, I had the Real Technique sponge and I just used the AOA sponge today. These were only $1 and I really like these. But these need to go in the be washed like immediately bin. So we're going to throw those down there. Foundation I was using, I did have two. I mostly used the L'Oreal Infallible up to 24-hour wear foundation. Really like this foundation, I really do. But I did pull out the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It's one of my lighter foundations. I feel like it's working well for me. Like right now, like this one's even a little darker than that, but this is a good color match for me. I did not put on this foundation today. Everybody's aware of this foundation. I do like this foundation. It's full coverage. The smell, I've talked about it before. I don't really like the smell. For concealer, I had my Instant Ager one from Maybelline. I do really like this concealer. I don't feel like it creases. The coverage is pretty good. I mean, it's still got a little bit of darkness coming through, but it's enough for my preferences. I'm still human. I still am tired. So for just an everyday kind of concealer, like I feel like this covers really well and I don't have issues with it creasing or anything like that. One thing that will probably remain in my bin on a monthly basis is mascaras. I'm trying to be way better about not having 10,000 mascaras open at once. So I'm leaving my open mascaras, which I've got it down to 6, in my bin up here. So I will keep using these and use them up or until they're not good anymore. That sort of thing. So I will, these are the 6 that are in there right now, and try to vary by month which ones I'm using. Some of them, like this Wander Beauty one, is getting a little older, but the ones that I used today was, oh, I love this mascara. I just have had little samples of it, but this is a MAC False Lashes Extreme Black. I love this mascara for length. And these tiny little tubes of this last for quite a long time. They really do. So sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll just use this. But like today, I did go in with the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, which still gets super gunky on me. Like I am constantly wiping off this wand. Kind of thinking that, I can't remember when I got this in a BoxyCharm, but it's probably close to being to the point where I probably shouldn't use it anymore, but I'm a little stubborn about that and I like to use things up. So maybe we'll use it pretty heavy this month and then to kind of say goodbye to it next month. So that is what I use for mascara quite a bit. I mean, I've kind of bounced around between these 6 all throughout the month. This is the newest one in here, and I shouldn't have opened it because I would have only had 5, but I couldn't help it. This is from Hard Candy. This is a color mascara, and it's in the shade Royal Treatment, so it is a purple mascara. Haven't used this one enough to really gather my thoughts on it yet, but those are my mascaras. I always have my tweezers up here, and I was trying out the Ulta Beauty Brow Tint in medium. It's okay. Just got a little spoolie on it. Nothing like crazy great, but it adds a little bit more color. After I filled in my brows, I would go in with that, and it does help too. I feel like kind of hold them in place a little bit because it is more of a liquid. And then this is a newer product for me. This is the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer in the shade 305 Soft Brown. It's an okay eyebrow pencil. I feel like the color is good for me, and it's okay. I feel like I've talked about before, like my favorite brow pencil that I've ever used, and part of it might be the price because I feel like it's so similar to all of the other pencils that are like this, is the one from AOA. Talked about that a million times. Oh, where did that go? The primer that I used today was this little sample, and I've used this up this month. I don't think there's any more in there. From Note, and it was their Skin Perfecting Illuminator Healthy Glow Photo Ready. So, I got pretty intense highlight today, but I feel like I do have a little bit more of a glow to my face, and I liked this. I don't know how much it is. Should look that up. Let's see how much it is, because sometimes that always makes a difference for me. Like, yeah, it was good, but is it good enough for how much it cost? Okay, so I found it on Ulta. I won't be able to see it. Ulta's website, and it is $16.99. It has a 4-star rating, but it was an online only item, and it says we're currently out of stock. I don't feel like $16.99 is too horrible, so you know, if I saw it somewhere and I was in need of a primer, I think I would probably try that one again. Yeah. Alright. This is the Angel Eyes Eyeshadow Primer Base. This is okay. I've used it on and off here and there for a long time, and it's always just okay. Today I didn't use it, I just set my eyes with concealer. This was in last month's, ended up back in here. This is the Flower in Your Prime Illuminating Primer, so I won't talk about that too much. And I think I pretty much used this up. This is one of the Wet n Wild Water Drop Primers. It's a very interesting consistency. It's very hydrating feeling on the skin. It's not like super pore filling. I think it might have a little bit of a blur effect, but I really like this way this feels on my skin, and it's super affordable. So yeah, I like this one. Let's see. Alright, so something that will always stay in here, and you've probably seen the video, if not I'll link it up above, is my ColourPop palette that I built. I just did this recently, but I feel like depending on which eyeshadow palettes I pull for the month, or which blushes and things, this is a good staple for me because I do like everything in here. So if I feel like I'm really missing something and it's bothering me for the month, I can reach into this and pretty much be satisfied. Alright, the 3 eyeshadow palettes that I pulled, which I only pulled 2 and somehow one of them migrated into there. We have the, I didn't use this one today, but the Milkshake Matte Eyeshadow. This is what it looks like on the inside. I will go ahead and quick swatch them. Alright, so that is what that palette looks like swatched out onto my arm. I just have mixed feelings about this. I never hate it, but it's also an all matte palette, which is usually not something I would gravitate towards. I do like some of the lighter colors because I feel like it's something a little bit different. But this one's just okay. Okay, so here's my thing for this month. I have a few more products to go through. But I felt bored. Like, I was really trying to stick to just using this and the other palette that I pulled. But I think for me, I just didn't make very good choices as far as the things I pulled together. Because I don't usually just matte eyeshadow. I have shimmers on both of my eyes today. But I just felt bored. I don't know. That one's just okay. They're kind of powdery. They're just I don't have any Rut Rohs this month. I just have some say this one was from Face Candy. But this one kind of migrated into the bin. It's only been in there for maybe a week. But I just kind of let it because like I said, I felt kind of bored with what I had pulled out. And this one's also from Face Candy, and this was a sugar palette. I did enjoy this. It's not my favorite formula. I do have it on this eye. So I have, this shade, and then this shade here in my crease, this one on my lid, as well as this one here, and then this one in my inner corner. So I find myself staying with this palette on this side of it, the lighter side. Yes. I also did use, that's right. It's like, wait. This shade here, S'mores, on my outer corner. But I feel like when I get over here to the darker side of this, some of these shades get like pretty patchy. Like this blueberry shade here. I don't understand. I put a lot. What about that makes it blueberry? I mean, it does sort of look blue in the pan a little bit, but there's nothing. I don't know. I don't understand that shade. But this is just okay. Like I said, I don't really care for the formula too much. And I mean, I had fun using it. It was nice to pair with this one a little bit, because then I had some shimmers to play with too, and it didn't make this one so boring for me. But this was just an okay one. If you guys want, because I'm sure you can look them up and there's tons of them everywhere. If you want total swatches of that one too, just let me know and I will do that. This is probably the star of the show for me this month. I always enjoy this and I always forget about it. And I know a lot of people did not like this. This was a palette we got in BoxyCharm. This is the Nightingale Pretty Vulgar. It's from Pretty Vulgar. And this is a cool tone palette. Has a nice mirror. I actually really enjoy this palette. It's on this eye. I have this shade and this shade in the crease. This shade is on my outer corner. And then I have this. Yeah, this one on my lid and this one. This was my brow bone. And this was my inner. They have a different consistency or formula. This shade Break Free, which is actually a shimmery white, has a very, like, you touch it and it's very dry. It's this one here, but it does work well. This is the other shade up there that's right next to it. And on my hand, they look pretty similar. So, that part, whatever. But I love this shade for doing my crease. Sometimes I will deepen it up with this shade here. Now, I don't find these shades to be super pigmented, but I find them to blend out nice for me, and it's cool tone, and I really like it. So the three shimmers down here, I find to be beautiful. The one on my middle finger here is one of my favorites to just, if I'm in a hurry, I'll pop like this in my crease, this in my outer corner really quick, pop that in the center of my lid and go. But, I mean, these are beautiful in my opinion. This is one of my favorite kind of like taupey shimmers I've ever found. And this shade here is so, I think it's just interesting. It's not doing it justice over there on the camera, but it's called Silver Spoon. And I like to take it, spray my brush, and put that all over my lid. And then go in with a brown in the corner. It's very dark look compared to what I generally gravitate towards, but I really like that. Alright, let's get through the rest of this. I did pull out my Pure Sculptor palette, which has seen better days, but I do love. So the bronzers and the highlights, I'm not wearing them today, but I did use that throughout the month, and I've always loved this. Bronzer I'm wearing today is from Wet n Wild. This one I've hit some major pan on. And this is one of their Color Icon bronzers in the shade. I know this has a shade, but I can never find it. I think it was on the sticker that I peeled off the front of here. I don't know the shade. I did pull out this little single eyeshadow from Luna by Luna, and this is something I got in an Ipsy. This is the shade Spice Pumpkin. This actually came to me broke, and this is a shadow that I fixed, but I really enjoy the shade of this. It's very, very beautiful. Nice kind of coppery color. So I was using that occasionally. I think initially when I pulled this stuff, I thought, hey, I'll pull this so I got some sort of shimmer to go with that all matte palette, but they didn't really go together. For setting powder this month I was using mostly the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Anti-Pollution Setting Powder. This works fine. I did find myself missing the Pretty Vulgar powder a little bit, that I had last month. But when I asked myself, conversation with myself about makeup. When I asked myself why, I didn't really know why. So I think maybe it's the packaging, because I don't have issues with this. I feel like it does an okay job. No, I remember. It's the packaging. It is the packaging, but not the prettiness of it or the look of it. It's the actual function of it. This drives me insane. And I know a lot of powders have that, but I do find it hard to get out. Like, I did all that shaking, and that is all I got out. So I do find that to be kind of, that part to be kind of irritating. And take time, which I don't have. Alright, we are almost done. The two blushes I pulled, they're okay. I pulled this one from NYX, which I got in a advent calendar. This is in the shade Lollipop Hop. It's a pretty, very pink, little corally blush, and I hadn't used it a whole lot, so I wanted to try it. It's okay. What I noticed about this is like, you can see the blush on my face right now, but I just did my makeup. Come home from work and I'd be like, where's my blush? Like, just completely gone. So I did not enjoy that. I'm not ready to say goodbye to it yet, because I do think it's a pretty color, but it wasn't my favorite. The other one that I pulled was from Bang Beauty. Got this in an Ipsy, and this is Smoked Peach. This has more of a sheen to it a little bit. So I did put it kind of on the top of the other blush today, but this blush, I don't know what it is. It's this one here. I think I'm just not super into real sheeny blushes. They show more texture, and I don't know, I'd rather do my highlight and kind of illuminate that way. But it was okay to kind of use along with the other blush. I was trying to use it. If I end up picking this again, give it another try, and then it will probably go bye-bye, honestly. Alright, so besides the Pure palette that I already showed you, the highlighter that I was using and making a mess of, because it is all over my desk right now, is one of the newer Wet n Wild ones. This is the Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder. I hate that they put the shades on the stickers. Oh, here we go. I'm So Lit is what this one is. You get a ton of product in this thing. So this is what the shade looks like. It is a gorgeous, pretty intense highlight. I just feel like, well, that didn't do us much good. Alright, we'll make another mess. So it's really pretty. It doesn't look like, I mean, there are some glitter flecks in it, I feel like. But what I would find is I'd come home from work and look at my face, and this pretty glow that you see right now would not be there anymore for the most part. And what I would see left over was just some specks of glitter and that. So while I really like this, I just don't think it's long lasting. I do think you get a great amount of product for the price, and if you are able to reapply it throughout the day, maybe it would be a little better, but I'm not taking my highlighter to work and putting that on to go work in the bakery. Alright, I had two setting sprays. This one pretty much I think will end up staying in my makeup tray just because it's a setting spray that I like, that's fairly affordable, and I like using this one to spray my brushes for shadows too. This is the All-Star setting spray from ColourPop, so I like it as a face setting spray, but I also like using it for my brushes, so it's versatile, so it'll probably stay up there. But I was also using quite a bit this from Hard Candy. This is Glow Sheer Envy Illuminating Setting Spray. Radiance Pearls and Coconut Oil, 12-hour long wear and hydration. Again, this was just okay. I feel like it did a good job of setting my makeup. 12-hour, I don't think that This is what I was wearing, you know, the L'Oreal foundation for most of the month. I don't think that that really needed 12 hour, so I don't think it really made a difference for that foundation in that regard. The only thing that I think is weird for this is that it's a Sheer Envy Illuminating Setting Spray. I don't really see that a whole lot. Like, I don't want my skin all over to glow a ton, but I just wanted to try something more illuminating. I'm trying to get more onto that trend and the glowy skin and all of that, but I just don't really see the illuminating part of this a whole lot. At least not as much as I expected to. I want to talk about one lip product that I have been reaching for so much, and I am wearing it right now. It is one of the ColourPop bullet lipsticks. What do they call these? Oh no. It's one of the ColourPop bullet lipsticks. I will link everything down below. This is part of the Disney Designer Collection, and this is the shade Ariel. I love this color so much, and it's so comfortable to wear. So, love it. It's kind of more of like a peachy kind of nude, but I really, really love the color of this and the formula of these. So I've been wearing this one quite a bit. Something else that I kind of rediscovered this month was I want to get more shades of this. The Super Stay Matte Ink from Maybelline. I wore this to work one day. Well, let me back up. First of all, I like the applicator, how it's pointed. I feel like that is easier for me. But I wore this to work one day, and I was there for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. I had eaten lunch, went to go to the restroom, looked in the mirror, and like this was still beautiful. Like it lasted literally all day long. I still had color on my lips when I came home from work, and it was like a 9-hour day. And it wasn't this intense by any means, but it was still pretty. Like it didn't wear off super ugly or anything like that. So I was liking it. So I want to get more colors of these. Alright, that was my February Reaches and Rut Rows. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to see next month's Reaches and Rut Rows, make sure you subscribe before you go. We also do lots of makeup related things and subscription boxes, hauls, try new products. And when I say we, in case you don't know, our channel is 2 friends. Sometimes we do videos together. Sometimes I do them alone. And we would love, 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 love for you to join us. I hope you have a great, great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.